Welcome to Where the Dogwood Blooms. My name is Cassie Clark. Some of y'all might know me from my blog. Others might know me from my podcast, and still others might know me from social media. If you do know me, then you already know that I am sometimes called the Queen of North Carolina. All I do is talk about how incredible life is in the old North State. I work very hard to preserve North Carolina's cultural heritage. So when I very first had the idea to create a YouTube channel, I had no idea that my first episodes would be about the devastation that Hurricane Helene caused in western North Carolina, and yet here we are. Over the past few weeks, I have been raising money and making runs into western North Carolina to make sure that everyone has the supplies that they need to check on what's been going on for peace of mind. Western North Carolina holds a very special place in my heart, and so I just did what I had to do. And in the midst of that, I found that online and in the news, there's a lot of people talking about Western North Carolina, and very few of those are genuine hillbillies. Very few of those are people who actually live in the area. It's volunteers, it's influencers, it's political talking heads. And so I wanted to give my people a place where their voices can be heard. And so I sat down and I interviewed about 4 people. I have some more scheduled for the future. But my very first interview was with Josh Griffith. Josh and I met on my first run back home to western North Carolina to deliver supplies. Josh is just a youngin', and what he's been doing is incredible. I couldn't be prouder to know him, and I wanted to let you guys hear what he has to say about what he's seen, the destruction, and the aftermath. So here we go. All right, so we're just gonna dive right into this. So you've been making runs you started by making runs from Georgia to western North Carolina, right?
That's right.
All right, so tell me how you ended up doing that.
Basically, I was out during the storm, getting footage of the wind and the flooding. It got to a point where everything was shutting down, power was going out everywhere, trees were going down. I started getting scared because all the roads were getting impassable, so I managed to find a way out. I had to drive through floodwaters, found a way out to Georgia, and from there went to go stay at my family's house, and they had power and water and everything, so we stayed there for a little bit. And when I finally got to share the videos and pictures that I took, I had a lot of people reach out to me, wondering for ways they could help, and I figured, why not, since I live up here, use my resources and my following to help people. So
all right, so
what have you seen so far? So I've basically hung around Haywood County the most because obviously, I mean, I'm from Canton.
Right.
But what have you seen? Because you've been a little bit of everywhere at this point, right?
Yeah. I've driven up through Burnsville, Spruce Pine, all over Asheville, Buncombe County, over to Swannanoa and Black Mountain. It seems like every downtown area, anywhere along the river is basically destroyed. It's really sad. Every town up here was built on a river because that's how they got water. That's how they supplied their towns, and everywhere you turn there's damage, there's people hurting. Most recently I think I've seen a lot of people in tents, especially people in their front yards where their house used to be. I've seen people in parking lots over at Target or Walmart in tents. Some of them, there's just sleeping bags on the ground. And with it getting down real cold, I really don't even know what to feel for these people. I just hurt.
When we were in Clyde today and we were going through, what, my mind was blown. First of all, because I didn't realize how bad it was the first time that I drove through Clyde, because the main strip didn't look too bad. And of course I know the river's down there, and in 2004 I knew it flooded really bad, and so I assumed that it had been bad. Nothing prepared me for what I saw today, and certainly nothing prepared me to see people in Clyde with tents in their own front yards. I couldn't help I couldn't help it. I cried, you know what I mean? And I ended up giving one guy most of my gift cards. But what else do you do? I had no idea what to do. I didn't even know what to say. All I could do was ask if it was his house and give him the gift cards and tell him I was sorry, and then walk away before I started crying. It was life shattering. It was just.
Yeah. I've talked to a lot of people, and basically what I've gathered is that no one's getting the help that they really need. Some people are getting food and water, but they have no shelter. Some people are getting blankets, but they have no food and water. It's I consider myself lucky. I don't even know what to say. People are hurt.
So tell us about what you're going through right now, because you've got your own little horror story that you are experiencing right now.
Yeah. Well, I'll start by saying I consider myself lucky, and blessed to be safe. I didn't lose my house or nothing yet, but I lost my job after Helene hit. Couldn't get into work. Didn't hear from my boss for a week and a half. I was worried about them. They finally got in touch with me and said that I've been laid off. So right now I'm kind of trying to figure out what to do. I can't stay where I'm living now because my landlord's locked up my rent price. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out what to do next.
And I'm going to imagine that you're not the only one who's dealing with that same thing. So you make it through the storm.
Yeah.
And you don't lose anything, and you're blessed, but then you have no job. You have no way to pay your bills, and so it's no matter what, in some way, everybody in Western North Carolina is hurting right now.
Yeah, I didn't think about it at first, but the economic fallout is really crushing a lot of people up here. there's still so many businesses that have not even opened up yet. Even just yesterday, McDonald's opened up in Asheville. So,
Are you eligible for FEMA money?
no.
No. Did they tell you why?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what it was. I can't remember exactly, but I could look it up again and show you it. But yeah, I wasn't eligible for unemployment or FEMA benefits.
I'm not gonna say who it was, but I talked to my moonshine guy today, and we hung out for a little bit, and he told me, that he lost, of course, the power was out. He lost all the food in his freezer, all the food in his fridge, and luckily that's about it. But his daughter was concerned because he only makes $18,000 a year. He's on disability. And so she said, Daddy, let's fill out and see if you're eligible for this FEMA money. And hopefully we'll be able to get you restocked on food, and then that way I don't have to worry. And so they filled out for it, and they were told that he makes too much money, is what he told me today. And this is someone that I trust about as much as you could possibly trust someone else.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm pretty sure what they said was something along similar lines for that as well. I don't know what the government's doing. I'm not everybody that I've talked to, because I know a lot of people that have applied for that little bit of money they're trying to give people. Haven't heard that anybody's gotten it or has gotten approved. So,
what do you think about the government buyouts that they're offering? So you sell us your land that is destroyed, and you can move somewhere else.
I talked to one lady who lives in a trailer park, and she said that basically FEMA or the government is basically offering to, not offering, but they've basically deemed the whole neighborhood destroyed or unlivable, and so they're forcing people out of their neighborhoods. Even if their home was still standing but had like minor flood damage, they're forcing people out. They're telling them, get your stuff out.
What area was this in?
Swananoa.
I haven't been there yet.
It's bad in Swananoa. That's some of the worst damage I've seen. I mean, and this is in one of the neighborhoods that's still there. Like, there's the one next to it is gone completely.
So you went also to Black Mountain, right?
Yeah.
What's it like there?
Just saying, it's all the way from, you get on 70 through Swananoa all the way through Black Mountain. If you're along the river, it's destruction, devastation everywhere. There's cars wrapped around telephone poles, houses that are just destroyed. There's cars that have been pushed from the garage of a house, like up a hill into a tree. I don't even know how to describe it.
Today we saw lawn chairs on roofs in Clyde. Up Sunburst, we saw what I can only assume is the like bed of a tractor trailer in the river.
Yeah.
We saw in Crusoe, the road was completely washed out. It was like it went from pavement to gravel. We stopped at one church and dropped off some gift cards and stood around and talked for a few minutes. And one of the ladies who we were speaking to, she literally could not talk about it. Every time she would try to tell us about what was going on in Asheville or what was going on where she's from, she would just like choke up and start like crying. And I felt so bad. Like it was awful.
Yeah. One thing that I hate talking about, but a lot of people, there's a lot of misconceptions about online that I've seen, is the number of people that have passed. I've seen a couple hundred, 1,000, but it's more than that. Some of these areas they haven't even gotten to yet. They're, and you just, there's a distinct smell, and when you go down to the rivers you smell it.
You all right? All right. Thank you.
We had to stop the interview early because Josh was visibly upset. That's something that I can understand. And I want to let y'all know that what he said about the rivers, it's true. In Clyde, in Swannanoa, the smell is something that I'll carry with me until the day that I die. I'm not going to speculate on what that smell is, but it's there and it's unforgettable. But I don't want to end on a somber note. I want to let you guys know that there's incredible people out there doing incredible things. Josh is just a youngin'. He raised $12,000 to haul supplies from Georgia into Western North Carolina. And so we're going to end on some photos of some of his adventures delivering supplies and all of the good that he did.